Hey guys, Buckle here. Welcome to BuckleMUSIC. It's good to have you guys along today. We are road testing the Akai Mini keyboard. It's a mix between the LPK25 and the LPD8. So it's got the 25 key keyboard, which is small keys, so they're not full size, and also has the 8 drum pads with the CC dials, as well as some extra control buttons here. I'm not going to go into explaining that in this video. I'm just going to show you how we can use this, the USB out, plugged into the camera connection kit on an iPad, and I'm just using GarageBand at the moment, and then out of that just headphones straight into a basic Behringer Xenix mixer, just so that I can hear myself while I work through this. But yeah, we're going to give this a rock and roll, see how it responds. We're going to stuff around with some sounds inside of GarageBand and see how this unit works. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so the first thing we're going to do inside of GarageBand is give ourselves a speed for some tunes that we're going to work on. We're going to work on about 85 BPM at the moment. We're going to turn the metronome on and get the count in on. We're using the preset Hollywood strings. All I've done is increase the attack all the way to full. Now, from what I can tell, the actual device itself is very responsive. The keys work very well, as you can see. That's just using some string sounds. From what I can tell, the keys work very well. Obviously, it's never going to be as good as a fully weighted keyboard, but it is semi-weighted, and I don't feel like I'm playing on plastic per se, so I'm happy with that. The actual pads themselves are velocity sensitive and work just like normal keys, which is cool. And then we can change between the two banks, which simply changes the channel. But we'll get into that a bit more once we get some drum sounds. But to start with, we're just going to work with some Hollywood strings and put down a track. Let's do this. Alright, so we're happy with that. Let's go in. We're going to loop that over and over, give ourselves some bass notes, and that should be fun. So inside of here we should just be able to go to loop, and that will fill it up. Let's see how that goes. Cool, beautiful, I'm happy with that. Let's go into a new sound. Right, this time I'm going to work with a grand piano sound, so we're going to see the responsiveness of some fast key action on the keyboard. I am going to turn on the quantization effect inside of GarageBand to simply smooth it out, but you'll hear how it sounds as I play it without the quantization, so that should be informative. Let's go. As you can see, the keys work really well. It's super responsive. I'm really happy with how that's working. Obviously, because of the plastic keys and being only semi-weighted, there were a few missed notes in there. You probably heard them. I'm going to chop down to the first half of that progression because there weren't really any mistakes in that. The second half had the mistakes. So inside of GarageBand, I'm just going to shorten that down and then loop that for the whole set, and we'll see how that sounds, the two together. Beautiful, I'm happy with that. Let's go to adding a bass line now. One fantastic feature of the Akai Mini is that it does have a transpose function, so we can move up and down the keyboard, which compensates for the fact that there are only 25 keys. That's these two buttons here, and they light up to show you roughly where you are. If I go up one octave, you can see it lights up. If I press it again, it doesn't actually change. It does move up again. All I know is that I'm somewhere above. It doesn't say how many times. So because I'm playing a bass line, obviously I want to play low. So at the moment it sounds quite high. I'm going to go lower, getting close. Maybe I'll go up an octave. Cool. Alright, I'm happy with the sound of that. Let's lay down some tracks. Alright, same thing again, I'm going to shorten that back and loop it for the whole way through. So it'll be pretty repetitive, and then we're going to get into having some fun. So let's loop that and see how those sound. Beautiful, I'm happy with that. Let's have some fun with some synth. One thing I do like about this keyboard is that you can program these CC knobs inside of a computer when you plug it in to be whatever channel you want. And you can actually have 4 lots of presets using the program buttons here. But at the moment I haven't done that yet. All I know is this dial here, the first one, gives me a modulation effect. It's linked to the modulation wheel. So I'm going to use that, and then we're going to have some fun with a lead here. It's the sound I'm using is called Vintage Lead. I've played around a little bit with the cutoff and the resonance. But what I really like is that it's just super responsive on this keyboard in that I can go. Nice, let's see how that sounds looped. Excellent, now with every good song we're going to need to lay down some drums. Now, this is where we get to have some fun with these pads. One thing I have noticed is because I haven't set them to be specific note values, it's just running up in an octave. And because on a normal drum kit from a synth, the kick drum is down here and the hats are a fair way up, we can't actually have all of the hats on the same setting. We need to come back to there. But what we can do inside of the software on the computer again is that we can set all that to be inside of one bank of pads. But for this song, I'm just going to use a basic click, stomp and snare, and we'll see how that sounds. I'm going to duplicate that track and add in some hi-hats just for a little bit of dynamic. Alright, so I'm happy with how that sounds. I'm really happy with the way the MPK Mini is working, especially the fact that it is bus powered, can run off my iPad. So I can actually do this on the train, in the car, anywhere I am without needing external power. The only reason we have the headphones out is so you guys can hear it. But what I'm going to do now, mix this down to an MP3 and overlay it in this video so you can actually hear it properly without all the background white noise. And yeah, it shall be fun. I hope you like it. Here we go. Thanks guys for sticking around for this episode of BuckleMUSIC. It's good to have you guys along as always. I'm really happy with the way the MPK Mini works from Akai. We will do another video with a full breakdown of all its features and functions at a later date. But for the time being, there you go. That's a simple setup using the Akai MPK Mini, running through the camera connection kit to the iPad GarageBand. There are other software, including the Akai standard software on the iPad that we can use, which we will also do at a later date. But I'm Buckle, make sure you check out Buckle Games and also my vlog channel. Those links at the end of this video. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.